What's good, everybody? It's your boy Skrilla the Hitman, back with another episode of Step Into My Office. And today, we got a very special guest with us, all the way from East Point, Atlanta. My dog, the legendary Gorilla Zoe. What's good, my brother?
What's happening?
Good to see you, man. You looking like $1 million, baby.
Man, I appreciate it, bro. Likewise, what we doing?
Appreciate you, brother. Well, I'm happy to have you here. I've been seeing you very busy, beating up the road, moving and grooving. You know, I always like to see you busy. You know, I like to see you working. And I want to tell you thank you for, coming by early out the gate. I want to tell you I appreciate your time, my brother.
Man, I appreciate you having me. It's overdue. It's about to be crazy.
Like I say, you always tell people you one of the most talented artists I've ever worked with. You're very creative. You're very hardworking, and you got a drive that's like no other. You heard me? So I want to make sure I tell you that at the top. So let's start at the top. How did you get into the music business? What was your early beginnings?
Hindsight is 2020. Basically, just hanging with different people and vibing. I ended up going to parties and clubs and learning how to dance and being around studios. So.
You was a hip hop kid, really. Like you really loved. You was a culture kid.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So let me ask you this: what was your first placement? Cause like you from Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Atlanta is a rich music historical place. Like you got a lot of opportunity. Like a lot of going back to the Outkast, Dungeon Family days. You know, all the way through the Jeezy in your era, because that's when you came out. You know, in the early 2000s, all the way up until now. So like, what was your first placement? Like the first big record, not even big record, we won't get to that. What was your the record that got you on the radar of everybody that's like, okay, we know who Gorilla Zoe is?
In the city?
Yeah.
It was, Bet You Can't Do It on a Dick.
Okay, that was your first local record. Okay.
Like a little,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? You know, you go to the strip clubs, you perform, and I don't want to say little, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was not,
it was a big record.
It wasn't a big record. It was a cool record for the city.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? In the strip club circuit.
Okay. Yeah. And Atlanta got a strip club culture. Like that's like the nightlife there. Like, you feel me? From what I understand,
that's what it is. Like it ain't the same. It ain't the same as everywhere else.
Right.
That's where you go and just chill. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like some people go. We got bowling alleys and pool halls,
skate rings, stuff like that.
We got all that stuff.
Right.
So you do that, but then like adult time, man time, like we won't really, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like, oh, we finna go to the strip club. We pull up, we gonna get something to eat, we gonna get our house and drink, and chop it up, and then like a lot of business. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You get a lot of business done in the club. Absolutely right.
Like some folks golf course. We like golf though. We like golf.
Absolutely. So, Bet You Can't Do It on a Dick. That was the record that got you on the radar. Yeah. So I'm assuming that's what got Block interested in you. It was like, that
was a hood nigga.
So Hood Nigga happened before you met Block.
Hood. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So how did that record come about? Because I know Nitty made the beat.
No, Nitty didn't make the beat.
Nitty didn't make the beat.
Nah.
No. Okay. Excuse me. Forgive me. Get me right. I stand corrected. Tell me how it came about. Hood Nigga.
Chris Flame.
Okay.
Chris Usher. Bro was already like he was like he had did some stuff on like what it was, American Gangster. He did on that album. He did some stuff for David Banner, thing like Ludacris, you know what I'm saying? Jock.
Okay.
He was already on the albums and already had like gold and platinum and stuff. So Dawg he was like he went to school, like he was my brother in grade. So he was like a year behind me, a year or two behind me. You know what I'm saying? But he jumped out the gate early. Like he had Dawg was at the radio station. He was just in, you know what I'm saying, everywhere. So
right.
he used to come by and just like let me hear stuff that he was working on.
Okay.
And at this particular time, was a studio available. You know what I'm saying, I was investing too, and with some other guys.
Okay.
Really, I think it was all, you know what I'm saying, it's all meant to be. It is what it is. I was working there.
Okay.
And it wasn't, a lot of folks weren't really booking studio time. So I used to go down to Deron from 112 House. Sometime when they recording, you know what I'm saying, Slim, like, I mean, they working on it, and I, talked to the engineer, and I had got a number.
Okay.
So I was trying to record. I didn't really know how to record. I called. He kind of like walked me through some stuff.
Okay.
And I started recording. I recorded like a record, man. Like Hood Nigga was like the third record.
Okay.
And I didn't know how to I learned how to screw, man. It was a cat, man.
Okay.
From Houston.
Okay.
Man, smooth player type.
Okay.
Right. But dude knew how to screw. He knew how to like use picture, and that's how I shifted the Hood Nigga. So it was my vocal, but I shifted it down.
Oh, okay. So you get the Hood Nigga.
I shifted it down one, and that's how that record came. Having some man, my boy Bub, who management at the time, he was like, he wanted, hey, come brother Omar, like.
Okay.
A lot of folks that was helping.
There's a lot of moving parts. I get you. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. So then when you came out the record, like when you dropped the record, how long did it take for you to like realize that this the one? Like but once you listened to it in the studio, did you know it was gonna hit the street like that? Did it come out first day at a party? Like what did that let you know that this was the one?
It took me a couple of days to record it. So as I'm recording it, different folk coming in the studio.
Okay.
Like, right. Like, man, you finished with that shit? Like, I ain't finished with it shit. As soon as I finished it, I burnt a couple on. I gave one to like Chris. Gave one to like a couple different folks. Niggas like, man, I can't stop listening to it.
It was it's infectious. You got that playback value.
But I'm like, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just make it records.
I really didn't believe it until I heard it on the radio outside of Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
Where was that? You remember where you was at when you heard that at? What city you was in?
Oh man, probably Alabama or Florida. Okay. Somewhere in Florida, probably.
Somewhere close by though.
It was Florida.
Okay.
It was
Jacksonville?
Orlando,
okay.
Jacksonville, it was Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you heard it in Orlando, you're like, boy, this record going further than me. This is like, it got to Orlando before I got here.
Yeah. I don't know if it was on the mix or whatever, but I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was doing something.
Okay.
And I went up, they sent me up there before open up for job, like go up. And I was like, what you mean go? I'm like, go. Man, they never heard. Like, I just heard it like one time. No, they folks don't know the record.
Like what?
They played the record, folks just looking at me. I heard a bottle go past my ear. They'll say, that ain't no Young Jock. I looked back at Rico and I was like, man, what them niggas turned around. I said, boy, I'm out here. I'm out here. I gotta finish this record. And boy, you talking about, boy, I got all that motherfucker got slam drunk. I was like, it's over with. I can't, this ain't for me. How many times you gotta go through that before you don't, you know what I'm saying? Like,
before you get right, yeah.
You don't give a damn. Because the thing is, this ain't an open mic. It ain't like you can run up there and like, hey, check me out. It's like deep folk paid their money to come see somebody, and it ain't you, nigga.
Right. So you better be talented, or you gonna get this bottle.
That part. Yeah.
All right. So you had dropped the record, and it got that far. Now, did it get that far before you met Block, or it was Block instrumental?
No, that's when when it started on Block.
How did Block come into the situation? Because when I heard the record down the mind, by the time it got to us, this was Bad Boy. You had Puffy on the record, and everything. It was up though.
Yeah,
we heard it. So how did it get before it got from when it got to the studio to Orlando? How did it get to that part where it's Bad Boy, Block Entertainment?
They got the record. Chris got the record to Block. At Jock album release party.
Okay.
And Block, he threw me a pitch. Shit made sense. You know what I'm saying? And it took a lot of, it take a lot of work to break a record.
Absolutely.
Like folk think it's just gonna take a lot of work, or it's just gonna take a lot of money, or it's gonna take a lot of everything, all of it. You know what I'm saying? So it took months.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But for sure, once Home got it, you know what I'm saying, it went. And it opened up some gates, and I was, you know what I'm saying,
took off.
Still had to work. So even when, so you got 8 months to, you know what I'm saying, you working the record, then it break, right? You hit, right? It break. But get what? You got another 3 or 4 months to step on it everywhere it's at.
Okay.
And then you can come back around and start making some bread off of it. So it took like,
take a couple laps.
It took a couple laps. And, you know, it was some time, but it worked. It worked. Then once it break, you know what I'm saying? It breaks. You gotta step on it. You know what I'm saying? Once you can step on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't try to hand it right.
They play that record to this day. They sampling it and stuff now. Like, that's a huge record, man. That's a big record. So that's a classic. That's a hip hop. That's like a top 50 record. Like, real talk. If you do the top 50 records in the new millennium, that's definitely gonna be top 30. Like, they can't do that whole list without mentioning Gorilla Zoe Hood figure. That's real talk. That's real talk. You heard me? So, like, like I told you before, you one of the hardest working people I ever worked with. You one of the hardest working artists I ever been in the studio with. One point in time, you was dropping a mixtape every single day. Yeah. That was back in that Piff era, like back in the mixtape, my mixtapes day. You was dropping the mixtape, not a song, but a mixtape every single day in the whole month. So, like, do you see yourself doing that kind of today? Like, that's something you can do today, or something you would do today? Not necessarily a mixtape, but like a song every day for a whole month.
I tell you what. Big shout to Pest too. That pill, bro, doing all kind of things now. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Just the avenue to be able to do it, because there wasn't no other way to put out music other than your album or mixtape. To have that whole campaign was dope. Right. It ain't the same no more, because you know, just the game ain't the same no more. But my work ethic ain't changed. Like, it hasn't. If somebody, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do this live.
Oh, we got exclusive. Okay.
We're gonna do some exclusive stuff. We're gonna drop a record every day.
Okay.
For 30 days.
Okay. I like that.
Every day for 30 days.
I'm with it.
Yeah. We just gotta come up with pick a month.
Okay.
Pick a month. We're gonna drop a record.
We're gonna do something in the summer. I'm with you now. I want to get in on this now.
So this is what we doing.
Okay, all right.
So we're gonna drop a record every day for 30 days, and you know
I'm with it.
Quality. You know, I wouldn't drop a whole. I wouldn't do that. Your whole mixtape. Yeah. I really want. You know what I'm saying? Give some folks some funk. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And you know, one more time.
So, like you just mentioned, quality. Is that from your experience? You know, doing something like that, like a marathon of mixtapes, have you learned volume over quality, or would you say quality over volume?
It's both. From
your experience. So both of them are equally important.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? For that, I did that on GP, but I did it on purpose.
Absolutely. That's what you gotta get respect for that. And can't many people say they drop a mixtape every day for a month?
It really I have stuff in my head, and if I can't say it, I'll sing it. If I instead of saying somebody, just do it.
Right.
So, you know, I'm like, man, it's taking too long. Why it take so long to drop an album? Right. What we doing? And I don't want to just, you know, but at the end of the day, I was like, man, I'll do that every day.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, I did this thing. I dropped this album every day for a month.
The whole month.
Great. That's just your whole roster, everybody you got signed on all of y'all labels.
Exactly.
I'm gonna put out more material than everybody on every label at the drop of a dime, and do it from my studio.
And did it.
Did it. And they try to ignore it like it ain't happening. And it's cool.
No, that's monumental.
Because it's in the real books.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's monumental. No, that's legendary, bro.
Thank you, bro.
Like, who else could say that? Ain't nobody else could say they did that. That's legendary. Speaking of legendary, like I mentioned, you from a legendary hip hop city. Like, not just this is black culture, like just culture period in Atlanta. Would you say that you get your just due, or you get appreciated from your city? Like, they show you the love? For all the time, for all the
I
effort
think
that you put in. Now, I'm serious, for all the time, all the effort you put in, all the people you look out for, because I know you personally.
No, I mean, not saying I'm looking for it. I'm gonna keep it G. I never did it for that.
Okay.
But I see that no, but I understand why not. I think eventually.
Well, why you think? Yo, tell us why you think. Why you think not?
Everybody get a chance to get their bouquet.
Okay.
And why my thing is like why would I rush my bouquet?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, I'm gonna get mine. And if I don't do it for them anyway.
No,
you know
I got you. I understand.
We do it. I'm
do
just
it for the love.
I'm a part of a forest, not just a tree. Or
right.
Like I'm a part of a forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good way to
imagine, like how can I feel like this when I didn't do this?
Right.
Right. I just came along with like the score was already. It's the fourth quarter.
I get what you're saying.
And the defense beat up. So all you gotta do is take the ball and run behind him. And
that's it. Just give me 10 yards and we get a touchdown.
That's all. So
that's how you look at it.
I run in the end zone. Is like,
right.
Oh, what a celebration! Like Nick, dog, you didn't watch this whole game. You don't know nothing about the whole game, do you?
See, now I feel you. That's a very humble way for you to look at it. I believe that's humble of you to say that basically I'm talented. I did this, but I'm basically like coming off the bench because in the bigger picture, there's so many people that have advanced the ball further than I have. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, some super niggas.
But guess what? I feel you're right. But guess what? Them 10 yards and that touchdown still count.
No, it count.
Them points still go on that board. So that's you still should get your flowers. And I believe that. Me personally, I've seen people whenever your reputation behind the scenes, you are well respected by your peers. Let me tell you that. Everybody ain't never heard nobody say a negative thing about you.
Let me say this. Yeah. What you asked me, I need to answer the question.
Yeah.
You said,
do I feel appreciated by your city?
I appreciate the love from the city that matters, the part of the city that matters to me.
Gotcha.
Because it's like this foo-foo matrix part that
ain't really it.
They don't fuck with me.
Okay.
They don't know how to fuck with me.
I got you.
Right? And then you know what I'm saying? So it's like this, man. Like you go into this restaurant. You ain't never ate at a restaurant.
Right.
Don't none of your folks eat at a restaurant.
Right.
And you want to walk in the restaurant and them folks treat you like they treat they VIPs because you're a VIP. Nah, you ain't no VIP in this restaurant. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna stay. I ain't for the mainstream.
Right. I'm gonna go where I'm a VIP.
Yeah.
I get you. I'm celebrated, not tolerated. I get you.
Yeah.
So what's next for Gorilla Zoe? I know we just said we're gonna do the 30 for 30.
Yeah, we definitely gonna do that.
So, but what's next outside of that? What you got next on the plans? Any acting in the future? Any signing, any artist development, or any writing you want to do for any? What you got next? On the horizon for GZ?
I mean, it's basically setting up everything that being a part of the whole play. So gotcha. the whole thing is like every generation, from what I see. Every generation is supposed to have it better. I ain't saying easier.
Right, which is better.
Just better,
gotcha.
Right? So that's gonna consist of podcasts.
Right.
It's gonna consist of movies. It's gonna consist of writing, production, publishing, whatever energy, because it's our energy and where you can put your energy.
Absolutely. That
can be used. So wherever my energy or the energy that I'm graced with can be used to up the culture and up us as a whole. Absolutely. Is what's coming out and say, man, I do got an album coming. It's gonna be called. It's already a name. It's Incarnation.
Okay.
So Incarnation is the album, and we're dropping pieces leading up to the single after single in the album. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? And now we just added. I think after the album drop. Okay. I'm gonna swing back around. We swing back around and do that 30 for 30.
I'm working on that definitely. So like you just mentioned all the different types of media that we got these days. So like you've been around for a while. You're a veteran in the game. Like I said, I mentioned Atlanta a couple of times. You're definitely a legend in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So through all these eras, we didn't had the crunk era, the snap era. We didn't had trap era. We didn't had this international era where we doing Afro beats and stuff like that. How have you managed to reinvent yourself through all these eras and stay current and relevant with your music?
Man, being open-minded.
Gotcha.
Being open-minded and prayer. I say prayer is first because it exceeds and it stretches beyond what you can imagine. Or what I can imagine. And I got an imagination.
Right, definitely. I get you.
So it's like what I'm humbly. I know I can't do everything all at one time. So when I find myself in a place, because consistent prayer is important, but when I find myself in a place where my knowledge, gotcha. my understanding ain't understanding, then I ask humbly and grateful for understanding. Gotcha. And you gotta be willing to you gotta have an open mind and an open heart, man, to embrace the understand, no matter how it comes, because it might come in pain.
True.
A lot of times, recreation comes with a burning.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that ain't something you usually willingly choose.
Right. We don't choose the painful route.
Yeah, right. But if it comes, you know what I'm saying, forgiveness, acceptance,
right, and
those that'll allow some of the hopefully seeds that you planted along the way to sprout. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Because you definitely have to. You can't have you got a 1-car garage and you got a Toyota, broke down old school Toyota there. That's fine. That's cool. If that's what you know what I'm saying. But if you like, you know what, I'm tired of this car. I want a new Bentley.
Straight up.
Right. I want a brand new Bentley.
Right.
And you think ain't nothing for a Bentley just where it gonna go at?
Yeah, no,
you gotta have a flat blowout, or you gotta back up into a tree. Somebody gotta steal your car. Right. Something gotta happen to get that car out the way for your Bentley.
That door gotta close for you to open this one.
That part, and then when it go, you gotta be careful not to cuss nobody out.
Right, and I'm ready to pull up with my Bentley and show everybody I'm stunning.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel you.
Somebody stole. Look, God, why did you take? Because you asked me for a Bentley. I love you. I'm about to give you a Bentley, but you better shut up.
Right. So you got to go through this pain and understand it. So that's how you manage to reinvent yourself. You keep yourself open-minded to go through whatever pain and hardships to get to, reinvent yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, that's dope. Well, like I said before, you were one of the most talented people I ever worked with, and you shared some of that talent with me earlier in the studio tonight. We got a record we cooked up. You mind letting the people hear what we got?
This is an exclusive interview. You exclusively watching something amazing, and I hope y'all understand what's happening right now.
I already know.
And you're about to get an exclusive record produced by no one other but then the global, international super producer, Skrilla the Hitman.
Let's do it, my brother.